You know, I was thinking to myself, you know what would be the most perfect description of Tomorrow War with Chris Pratt? Actually, it's a quote by Andy Dwyer from Parks and Rec. I don't know what I'm doing, but I know I'm doing it really, really well. That sums up the movie, and that sums up me. Hello, everyone. We're back for another movie review. I've watched The Tomorrow War, which is on Amazon Prime. It's directed by Chris McKay, stars Chris Pratt, Sam Richardson, Yvonne Strahovski, I hope I said that right, J.K. Simmons, Betty Gilpin, and a whole cast of other characters. And you've seen the trailers, you've seen the people ready to hate this movie. I'm here to tell you that as a fan of sci-fi movies and schlocky B-movie type sci-fi movies, I almost loved this movie. Tomorrow War stars Chris Pratt as a former soldier who's now a biology teacher in high school. He wants to be more, he wants to, work at a lab or something, but he just isn't lucky, basically. And then all of a sudden, Bane from the future steps down and is like, we got a war that we need to draft you in from the past because we don't have enough soldiers. And so that's the premise of the movie. There's aliens that they're fighting, and they explain the time traveling like it's going down a river. You can only go down a certain path, so you can't go further back than what the uplink has decided. So they can only start from here and go forwards. They can't go any further back or any further past themselves. The premise is hokey and stupid and fun. It's like the perfect kind of mixture for a sci-fi movie. It's kind of rooted in reality, but at the same time, it's not even close to what reality is. First of all, we don't have time travel. Second of all, we don't have aliens. The success of this movie is entirely dependent upon not only the actors, but also the script and direction. Because I gotta tell you, this movie is 2 hours and 20 minutes, and it felt like a breeze. And I see a lot of critics trashing this, dogging this movie, but you know what? This is a good dog, not a bad dog. Chris Pratt is the main contention with a lot of people about this movie, and they're like, I don't like him as an action hero. He doesn't really fit. Well, I'm here to tell you, he's not an action hero in this movie. He doesn't know what he's doing half the time, and he doesn't really save the day per se. I mean, it's his movie, so he does save the day, but I think there's more layers to it than that, and he at the beginning is a failure, and he's kind of a failure for about half of the movie. And it's also coupled with Sam Richardson's character is sort of just like an everyday man who just got thrown into the mix of war and doesn't know what to do, doesn't know how to handle a gun or anything like that. And that's a lot of the soldiers that get drafted. They're like, they can't handle it. But Sam Richardson is hilarious. Chris McKay, he directed the Lego Batman movie, and so he really knows comedy, and he mixes that in really, really well, because this movie really needs like that levity. It's not forced like how it is in Christopher Nolan movies. Tenet had some really bad humor in it. The monster design in this movie is amazing. It felt like a mixture of aliens and Starship Troopers in the best kind of way. They clearly borrow some elements from a bunch of movies. They take a little bit from Aliens, they take a little bit from Starship Troopers, they grab some from Terminator, they grab some from over here in Sci-Fi World, and it's a nice little parable about how climate change is going to destroy the world if we don't do anything. And it's not really an overt message in the movie, but it's pretty obvious that's what I think part of the intention of the movie is. Yeah, it has this part about fatherhood and being a good parent and growing up, like being a good dad to your child. And so I felt a lot of things when Chris Pratt and his daughter talk in the movie, and yeah, and when he talks to his dad as well. J.K. Simmons plays his dad, and it's just, yeah, so they grab a bunch of stuff about climate change, about fatherhood, about parenting, about just having a good time as the world is coming to an end. Now, I will admit the ending of the movie is a little corny. It's a little too on the nose, but they sort of painted themselves in a corner. at the end of the day, I still liked it. I can always take a good, fun sci-fi over any other movie every day of my life. I mean, I literally tattooed "They Live" on me. So clearly, I like sci-fi movies that do not give a care in the world and just go for broke. And that's what the Tomorrow War does. It doesn't care about like tropes and everything. Yeah, it has the tropes and it's very predictable, but they just go all out to tell you a good, fun story about shooting monsters in the future. If you like sci-fi movies, please don't write this off as just like, Chris Pratt is another hero. No, it's better than that. Trust me on this. I would give it 8 out of 10 White Claws. And now you're asking me, where do White Claws come from? Well, the aliens in this are called White Spikes. And it just made me constantly think about White Claws. And maybe they changed it to White Spikes because of White Claw. Who knows? I'm just saying. Maybe they wrote White Claw and then it got big and they're like, you know what? Let's call them White Spikes. Tangents. That's what we're known for here on this channel. Don't listen to the haters because this movie is awesome. That's it. That's all I got.
Un esercito di Pratt